Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and it's time for Treasure Tales. I hope everybody is doing well. It's coming into that season we all look forward to every year, the Christmas season, and I think everybody's probably been pretty busy trying to get the Christmas shopping done and various other tasks done and holiday entertaining planned. And with the way inflation's going, it's takes a little extra this year, doesn't it? And I think that's pretty much worldwide. And that's an unfortunate thing, but that's something we're going to have to deal with, and we're dealing with it as best we can. So there's a lot of news happening in the treasure industry, so to speak. Our good friend Terry Shannon, his book is now finished and ready to go. So those of you that requested the book as a winner on Treasure Talk, that should be coming out to you shortly from Terry. He will be he's usually really good about getting the prizes out when he gives away some books. They will be available at Myers Metal Detectors. I'm sure that Phil's order is on the way. And there's a lot of other good things happening. And it's supposedly now, we don't know for sure, but supposedly this month, Mind Lab's supposed to debut their detectors, the Manticore and two new Equinox. And we're working on something on Treasure Talk. We should know something possibly tomorrow, but we'll keep you posted on that. Some other people are working on things. I just talked to Steve from Steve's Detector Rods today, and my carbon fiber shaft for my Deus 2 is on the way. So as soon as I get that and get it hooked up, I will be showing that to you. That will soon be available through Steve's Detector Rods and, of course, Myers Metal Detectors, who is the sponsor of Treasure Tales. And so Phil will have those in stock. I have talked also with Ed from Detect Ed, and he is making a carbon fiber shaft for the Deus 2. So that will be interesting. I'm waiting on one of those as well. So I should be all fixed up with carbon fiber shafts for the Deus 2. And, you guys never know. You might be getting something for Christmas. You never know. So keep your fingers crossed, keep your noses clean, and you might get what you want for Christmas. Well, let's hope so. I don't know about the weather for other people out there, but I do know here it was 81 degrees today here. So we're not really in a real fall, winter festive spirit yet. It's got to get a little bit cooler. But I know in some other places around the world, and it's snowy and cold. I know up north it's pretty snowy and cold. And so I just hope everybody's being careful and watching the weather, because this is going to be a big travel holiday. Now, if you watch the news, you know that there's going to be a lot of flights canceled and a lot of delays. That's just the way they are. And it seems to me that it just kind of originates in maybe two or three places, New York, Atlanta, and Chicago. That's where they all seem to originate, and it just causes a myriad of problems. So hopefully everybody will get to their destination as they should when they want to, without too much of a problem. That would be really nice for once, wouldn't it? That would indeed. Would indeed. So I think everybody's been doing good. Unfortunately, my co-host Liz is having some family problems, so she won't be here tonight, and probably won't be here for some time. But when everything gets resolved, then we will certainly welcome her back. So you'll just have to deal with me. I know it's rough, but everybody has their cross to bear, and this just happens to be yours. So that's the way things are going there. Lots of good stuff happening all around. I see a lot of people are making some really great finds, and they're getting out and digging. And we like that. I know Terry Shannon has been finding a lot down on the Treasure Coast. And a lot of people have been having some real good luck digging. So get out there and keep on digging. That's what it's about. So, that's kind of what is going on in the world of treasure talk and treasure tales. So let's go ahead and let's see. We got a few people in the chat. So let's go and say hello to everybody. And then we can bring our guest on. We did have one guest that had to cancel tonight from the Girls Out West. Bunny, her mother fell and broke her hip. So there's always stuff going on, and she could not make it tonight, and they had a problem dealing with that, so they had to cancel for tonight. But we will get the Gals Out West back on after the first of the year, and you will enjoy them. They're two fantastic ladies from the state of Arizona. Obviously, in the summertime, they don't do too much because it's 120 degrees out there. So wintertime is when they get to go out and metal detect, treasure hunt, and magnet fish. They're big magnet fishers, and they make a lot of good finds. And as I understand it from Ginger, her and Bunny are going to New Zealand for a vacation for 3 weeks, and that's going to be good. She's trying to figure out how to take a magnet with her, but she'll get it figured out. She's enterprising. So hopefully they have a really good trip and a good time and a safe return, and we'll see them right after the first of the year. So let's say hello to some of the folks that have joined us tonight. First in the chat was my brother from another mother, the Mumbles man, Tim Naylor, and Andrew T was closely behind. And then we have Head Hacker Coin Slayer. Hello there. How are you? Glad you joined us tonight. And Mark Fiorella. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I think you're probably buried in snow up there in Buffalo. It's probably cold and snowy up there. So stay safe. JBP Hobbyist. Now that is a very talented young lady. She takes the junk that she finds, and you've seen her on Treasure Tales here. She takes the junk that she does find, she turns it into art. And she's very talented. She does some really, really cool work. So that's good. Grammar Time, my good friend, Dan Graham. He went to England with the Mumbles man and myself. And I'm glad that you are here with us tonight, Danny. And the beautiful Adele Lampersky Rutherford. This lady is so talented, it's unbelievable. We commissioned her, the Mumbles man and myself commissioned her to do a slate painting for our good friend John David, the one we started the Blue Spade Society for. John's not doing real good. He's having some health problems. But as the story goes, when we all used to go to Daytona, there was this big rock that John used to sit on and take a break. And so we had Adele paint John on John's rock. And as soon as he gets better, he's having some health issues right now. So as soon as he gets better, why, we will be presenting it to him. So Adele, you are talented, and I thank you so much. And we're glad that you're with us tonight. Okay, there's my other brother from another mother, John David, Mr. Plays in the Dirt. And yes, hello, John. We're glad you're in the house. Hope you're feeling a little better tonight. And let's see, Maria Reese, another outstanding person. She's really a great detectorist. We've hunted together some on the beach, and Maria makes some really good finds, and she's just an all-around good person. Hello, Maria. Let's see who else is here. It's skipping all over the place. Yes, Maria, thank you. I kind of like my Santa hat too, except my little lights, the battery burned out, and I can't figure out how to change it. So it is what it is, you know. And Mark Fiorella says it's 41 in Buffalo, and the sun came out today. Hallelujah, brother. That's good. You're in a heat wave. And let's see, Lost Boys Recovery. Hello, Lost Boys. He made it here for Nicole. He didn't come to see me or anybody else. He made it here for Nicole. we're glad he's here. And your guys going to like Nicole. She's worth tuning in for. And let's see. Charles Broussard. Hello, Charles. Glad that you joined us tonight. Hope everything is well in your household. Team Lynch, Beach Metal Detecting. Hello, Team Lynch, and you'll get to meet them again soon. They'll be on. I think it's right after the first of the year, I believe, or maybe yet this year. I have to go look at our schedule because we got some good guests coming up. Next week we will have Eureka, Sarita, and Kimmy, and also Metal Maven will be here. And then after that, I think I'm losing track here. I know on the last Thursday of the month, I think it's going to be Savannah Harps is going to be our guest. So that'll be really good. He's a very accomplished beach hunter from Savannah. He hunts Tybee Island and has a really nice YouTube channel. So I hope everybody will tune in for that and all the shows, really. So we have some good ones coming up. And let's see. Okay, I think we pretty much reached the end of the chat. There's a bunch of other people in there, but they're not in the chat. So we are going to get after it tonight because this is our guest that we have tonight is a very, very interesting. She's very accomplished, and she's just an all-around good person. She loves the sport of metal detecting, treasure hunting, and her words that anybody that does treasure hunting are her people. And we are very glad that we are her people. And we are very glad that she is joining us tonight. So why don't we go ahead and bring her on. Let's welcome Nicole Bauer, Ohio Metal Maven. Hello there.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good for the shape I'm in. How's things in Ohio?
Cold, then warm, then cold again.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like that's the way of the world anymore. I know when I was a kid, many times we had snow for Halloween, and we always had to, bundle up for Halloween, and it was cold and snowy all year till, April. And sometimes we even got snow into May, but it doesn't seem to be that way anymore. It's, up and down, up and down, up and down. No wonder people are sick all the time,
Yeah.
So why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, Nicole? We're all around the world. So introduce yourself to everybody and tell them a little bit about you.
I'm Nicole. I'm from Ohio. I've been looking for stuff my whole life. I started with native artifacts. I'm a rock hound. I love rocks. I write for Focus Speed. I have my own little YouTube channel, mainly for my sons because they told me to stop texting them pictures of my finds. So. I didn't stop.
That's right for the kids, don't it?
Yeah, they're 18 and 20. Yeah.
Well, they have complete. My grandson used to go with me when he was younger because I bought him an Indiana Jones hat, and he used to like to go and dig. But now he don't want nothing to do with it. He's fixing to be 20, and
Yep.
I'm not lucky if I see him anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My oldest son is a corrections officer, and he's gotten into airsoft. He loves it. So.
What is airsoft?
They go out. It's like almost like reenacting battles. There's battles set up, and it's like BB guns, I guess. But it's really cool. He's in a group with other veterans, and they get together, and it's kind of like a safe place for them. So.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the ones that do the Civil War stuff too, isn't it? And the some of the medieval type things, right?
Yeah, LARPers, live action role play kind of, but this is more like a Desert Storm, the Iraq War. They reenact those kind of scenes. It's really cool.
Yeah, it would probably, tend to be more in their genre, let's say, their age group, probably. Yeah,
Call of
yeah,
Duty.
yeah. Well, you say you're into rock hounding. Now, I have always had a fascination with that. I don't know very much about it at all.
Oh, I'm
So
a
why
nerd.
don't you sound a little bit on that, if you would, please?
I go out and look for different specimens. I find things that aren't common around here. When I was in elementary, or no, I think I was in junior high. I was in a group called Science Olympiad. Some of you probably. And I ended up becoming number 2 in the state for rocks and minerals in geology at like 13 years old. So I just
Sure.
like fossils. Love them.
Yeah, there's all kinds of treasure hunt in there. That's what we always stick to that because, treasure hunting, the treasure hunting group, if you will, the commonwealth of treasure hunting, it encompasses a lot. It doesn't have to be metal detecting.
No.
That's why we say when we started the Blue Spade Society was for those with some type of an affliction. Uh, you know, Well, we mean that in the way that, it could be somebody who came back from Desert Storm and has no legs,
Right.
a veteran that is, becoming depressed, or somebody that's blind can still treasure hunt. Um, people that arrowhead hunt, bottle dig, coin roll hunting. It's all encompassed in treasure hunting, as with magnet fishing. And we always said, a veteran where he may not be able to get out in the field or in a park and swing a metal detector, but he can sure roll his wheelchair out on a little bridge and toss a magnet. You know,
Yes.
so that's what we mean by the commonwealth of treasure hunting, the genre of treasure hunting. It's all encompassing, and if that's what floats your boat, so to speak, that's a great thing. It
Oh
gets
yeah.
you out, it gets you into treasure hunting. You
Yeah.
know, and the same thing with rock hounding. Rock hounding is a form of treasure hunting.
Yeah.
Thrifting, for instance.
I love that
You
too.
Yeah, because I guess you can find. Now, I'm not really into thrifting, but I know some people that are, and they've made some really good finds at the thrift store. Because a lot of people,
I
think, hey, it's old, I'm getting rid of it.
I was I had an antique and vintage. I was a dealer for 11 years before COVID. COVID destroyed my business. So yeah,
Yeah,
money off like Goodwill, garage sales. Loved it. But they don't there's not a big market right now because of the economy.
yeah. The economy is doing a lot of things and hopefully, it's not going to have such a bad effect on all the young people for their Christmas this year, although it may, and that's a sad thing to me. But most of the parents out there, they're doing everything they can, and they'll make sure they get something. And it's not all about the presents anyway, but
No. No.
they'll make sure they have a good Christmas. As long as they're together and they're healthy and they all love each other, that's the only thing that matters.
And as long as there's a lot of food too, I'm there.
Yep, got to be love, got to be love. You know, that's something we very much believe in. So now, does anybody else in your family hunt with you?
I got my husband to start detecting this year, so that's nice.
Oh, good. What kind of a detector did you get him?
An Apex.
And I believe that's what you swing is a Garrett Apex, isn't it?
For now, yeah. I might in 2023, I might move to a Legend. I'm not sure though.
That's a killer detector. That's a very,
Hmm.
if you're doing anything in the water or salt water or anything, of course, the Legend is just an all around outstanding detector. It's probably one of the leading detectors in the world right now, I
Yeah.
would say. And so you can't go wrong with a Legend. And the thing about Nocta is they make it affordable. They really got their head on right, I think,
Yeah.
and,
They just got
and making it affordable.
the 700 and 900. I think it's like $700, just over 1,000 for those two machines.
Yeah, I think the 700 is going to be 899 and 1099 on the 900.
I saw a pre-order on Calico for $699, I think, for the 700.
Huh. Well, that'll be good. They must be doing some dealing. Um,
Yeah.
So nobody knows when they're
Mm-mm.
going to get here.
I know they're working on pre-orders, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Now, pre-orders is, I know my sponsor, Myers Metal Detectors, he has not taken a dime from anybody with very good reason, because we know from past
Yeah.
launches and varying other companies that people get ticked off
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to limit how many certain dealers can get. Some dealers will get them before others, and people are going to be really ticked off if they don't get them. And it's not the dealer's fault. He can only get them if the master distributor has them and my lab sends them. So, that's why he decided not to take. I mean, you can get on a list, obviously, but he's not taking any money for pre-orders. And I think people are probably smart not to do that. And it's going to be here when it's going to be here. There ain't getting ticked off and all that kind of stuff. All that's going to do is ruin your day.
Yeah, just be patient.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. So I know you said you swing the Apex, which is a very good detector.
Mm-hmm. I wish I live across the road from a river. I need something waterproof. So
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, and Garrett will get there. What a lot of people don't understand is Garrett made their bones, so to speak, on relic hunting detectors,
mm-hmm.
not underwater detectors or beach detectors. That's not where they cut their teeth. They did it on relic detectors, and they make fantastic relic detectors.
Oh yeah.
Now, as things are evolving, you look at the Apex is the multi-frequency, so they've come that far from the single frequency that they were, and the next step will be to make them waterproof. And I know I just booked Steve Moore for March, I think, to come back on Treasure Talk, and so he'll have an update for what's going on with Garrett, and always something going on with Garrett, always something good. That is truly one of the great American companies.
Yeah. I think Steve has out too, if anybody reads books anymore.
Oh, he's a great author,
Yeah.
great author in a lot of various genres. He's very prolific in that way. Very, very talented man. Couldn't want to meet a nicer fella.
He's super nice.
And everybody at Garrett is. That's why we say Garrett is one of the great American companies because it's made in America. People, their headquarters is there in Texas, and they just really an outstanding company. And customer service is outstanding.
Yeah,
If you got a problem with anything, Garrett, you call them, and they're going to take care of it. You know.
100%.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about your treasure hunting experiences.
I wanted to. I love metal detectors. I remember when I was 10 years old, mom and dad had gotten divorced, and my mom took us to a beach. We grew up poor, and I remember saying, "Can I get a machine, one of those?" And my mom's like, "No, no." And so I raised my sons. My husband and I raised two boys, and they don't really need me. So I picked up metal detecting as like I'm thing as my hobby. So, and I love it.
Hmm. Well, it's something that that it takes a little bit of a expenditure, so to speak, to initial outlay, but then after that, I mean, there's always something to buy, new coils or whatever. But
Yeah.
you have the opportunity in one find to pay for it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So we have a question for you, and I'm going to pop it up on the screen here. And it is from Mr. Tim Naylor, and he wants to know your most unusual find.
Um, I was gonna say, let me think. Let me think. I've found like those little glass tubes. I don't know if anybody else has found those metal detecting. They're these little tubes that they would use. That's kind of weird to me, but
What was a tube? What do they use the tubes for?
they put the medicine on the glass and then they would insert that into their like the genital region. Like
Ah,
yeah, it was
Okay. Yeah.
I, I
Okay.
know it
That's
was a
that
lot of
there. You
I
go,
know
okay.
it's
It'd make for an interesting day, wouldn't it?
yeah, they're from the early 1900s. I'm like, wow, I'm glad we've progressed a bit.
Well, it is amazing what you can find.
Yeah.
On the beach, we find that, if people actually knew all the stuff we find on the beach, they would never go barefoot on the beach again.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's unbelievable. People, it still amazes me after all these years that you will dig on the beach, you will dig bottles, beer bottles, and beer cans that they just bury when they're 10 feet away from a garbage can.
Uh, yeah,
You
you
know,
can't.
now, and people will. We've dug up dirty diapers and
Ugh.
and a lot of hypodermic needles.
Oh, I believe that.
So it's not some place that you really, really want to go barefooted. I don't think. So in the areas that you hunt, are you primarily like hunting parks, people's yards, or fields, or what type of hunting do you enjoy the best?
I like relic hunting. I don't find a lot of coins because I live in like a farming community.
Hmm.
So I mean, I like wood, old homes. I'll go to a park if there's nothing else to do, and when I meet with my local metal detecting group at parks, but
Okay, you have a metal detecting club that you're a member of.
kind of. We all met on. We all realized we lived in the same area, so we get together once a month in the summer and hunt together.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Mhm.
cool. That is very cool. We've got some comments. You were talking about possibly getting a legend. Number of people on here that do have a legend. Uh, excuse me. Maria Reese she wants to know if the legend is easy to use. She has a Knox 800 and love it, but was thinking of a second detector. Well, the only thing I can say to you, Maria, is if you get a legend, it will not be a second detector anymore. It will be your number one detector.
Yeah.
It is it's a fabulous machine. It's built like a tank. It's balanced very well. It only weighs, I don't know, maybe 6 ounces more than an Equinox,
Hmm.
uh, but it's very well balanced and it's very, very well made. And it is 100% waterproof, and it's got a number of coil options for it. So I would say uh, it's good. We got another question from John David. Let me pop that up. He wants to know, Nicole, what type of ground do you hunt? And I think we were just talking about that, weren't we? You're
Oh,
hunting a lot of farm fields and
yeah.
farms.
Yeah, the house I live in is original 1800s log cabin part of it. Uh,
Hmm.
huge beams. Our windows are like a foot and a half thick. Um, so I hunt my land and all it's all an old settlement from early Ohio, 18 I think 1820 maybe.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Good. Well, tell us about some of your finds.
Oh, I found a 1812 but which the New York militia and a bunch of militia were lined up the river across from my house to keep Tecumseh and his tribes back. So I'm in Tecumseh land. Um, I found a large scent this summer.
Oh,
It
that's cool.
was beautiful. I found a lot of cool stuff.
You have a lot of household goods and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Ford Model T parts I've found, valve stems, hubcap, a lot of different kinds of war buttons,
Hmm.
all kinds of stuff. We have a history of every single lived in this house in the last 200 years. So cool.
Well, that's cool. You find like old silverware and stuff like that from the settlements.
I've probably got 20 or 30 flatware, maybe six that are just from my house. I
Oh,
think I've
cool.
64 wheat cents.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
they're just
good.
tossing them around.
And just keeps on giving too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've hunted it for almost 3 years now. Go find stuff.
Well, if you've got a fairly large amount of property, it keeps on giving.
I'm on 3 acres, but I don't think it was ever hunted. So
Yeah. We've got another question here from Mr. Naylor. He wants to know your favorite find.
It'd have to be my New York militia button. I didn't expect that in Ohio. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Very good, very good. And your oldest coin would be the largie?
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, 1807 large cent. It was probably dropped very soon after it left, when it started circulation, because it is beautiful.
Very good. What about your husband? Is he getting hooked on it?
Oh, yeah. He got some cool buckles. On a really cool buckle that obviously I missed, but it is a beautiful Victorian, maybe older buckle.
Very good, very good. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break right here for a word from our sponsor, and we will be right back. So let's see. Let's Here we go. We'll be right back, folks.
Hey friends, Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors, and today I'm going to show you an awesome beach detector that's multi-frequency, that'll run smooth in the wet salt sand and in the salt water. Extremely deep detector, the Legend by Naka, and it is the cheapest underwater detector you can buy for the beach. $425 without any accessories. So that's the stripped down $425, just the detector. And then you can add the Detector Pro Gray Ghost amphibian headphones for $160. So you're looking at $585 for a waterproof multi-frequency detector that you can take underwater to 10 feet. So we've got that on special in here at the shop. You'll also receive one of our famous 2023 Florida calendars, and Joe has some other accessories that he throws in with it, a hat, a couple other things. So give me a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
There we go. There we go. And here's a comment for you, Nicole, from Louis Villarreal. He says, you can go back to your old hunted sites with the Legend when you get it, because he is a Legend user, and use the audio gain feature for those missed deep targets. So that's something I didn't know. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Oh, I'll re-hit everything.
Well, it is amazing when you do get a new detector. You go back to places that you thought you hunted out, and it could have been, the way you had the detector set up or something. Who knows? Different detectors are a lot deeper than others. I know the Deus 2 is pulling stuff from places that we hunted to death with the Equinox, and we're going in there and pulling out silver coins and stuff. So makes a difference. Maria Reese wants to know if you got the large scent there you can show.
I can go get it.
Sure, let's go get it. So anybody out there, you got questions for Nicole, just pop them in the chat and I'll pop them up. We'll make sure they get asked, and we'll go from there. But I think sounds to me like she's going to get a Legend, huh? So it'd be a smart move, because I know there's a number of Legend users out there. Here she is.
Let me see if I can get it. Oh, my camera's right there.
Yeah, very good. Oh, that is in good shape, isn't it?
I know.
That's almost like it's brand new.
Yeah, the reading around the edge is, it was not in someone's pocket very long.
Well, surprisingly, been in the ground. You found it in a field, or was it in the yard?
It was in my front yard.
That if it would have been in the field with a fertilizer over that many years, it may have done some damage to it. But I don't know what kind of soil you got in Ohio. I think you got that good old black loamy soil.
We have clay. Yeah.
Clay, well, that probably was the reason. They just preserved it perfectly, didn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, and it's wasn't next to the road, so we didn't get salt damage to that area of the dirt. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I bet you sat back on your haunches when you found that puppy.
My son had just come home from he had a job in the jail he's works for now. And he was sitting there, he's like, "Are you done yet?" And I'm like, "No, I'm getting a good still." And I kept digging square nails out. And then all of a sudden I flipped it out and I thought it was a token. And then I kind of brushed it gently and I'm like, "Oh," I threw my glove. I stood up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I did it." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't know, just shh." He's like,
Well, that's something a lot of people don't find. They never find that. So let's say what's a white whale for you?
"White whale?" Probably a trime. I think that's just a cool coin. I was
Yeah.
hanging out. Jersey Ray Diggs visited Ohio and she let me hold her trime. And I'm like, I need one.
Oh yeah. And seated, and they're a lot of the old coins were a lot prettier than
More work.
what we have today. Yeah, yeah. It was just it's an all around lot nicer coins. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Lady
but,
Liberty, we love her.
oh yeah, yeah. For dimes, I think a Merc is still my favorite coin.
I love
Uh,
Mercury dimes. I just think they're pretty.
yeah, yeah. There's just something about a good old silver dime that when you dig it, it makes your day. Let me tell you. So, have you got any big hunts coming up? Have you been to any of the big hunts?
No,
No. You can't talk your husband into going.
mostly me. I'm kind of shy. I don't know. I get overwhelmed in crowds.
Well, the big hunts, you go out by yourself, or you and your husband would go out, and you make a lot of friends. That's the thing about these hunts,
Well,
you
we met
know.
up with Flash in Your Pan, B3 Relic Recovery, Chris, Jersey Ray Diggs, Rachel, my husband and I all got together and met this summer, and now there's some good friends of ours now. So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it's worth it. You're gonna
yeah,
meet good people for sure.
yeah. That's the thing. Most of the
Hmm.
people you do, just like anything else, there's a few duds, but I'd say overall 99% of the people in this hobby are pretty good folks.
Yeah,
You
there's a lot of drama though. I'm like, why is there drama?
You know what, Nicole? There has to. Some people thrive on drama, and there's always got to be drama.
Hmm. That's why
You
we
know.
have head. We can block it out.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Um, so some people, Las Vegas Urban Treasure Hunter just joined us, and he wants to say good evening.
Hello, Vegas.
And there's a whole bunch of people here. So, what's your husband's best find other than you?
You, he found a find Indian head scent at Flash Hands permission, and his buckles. He found two. He's got the ear for buckles.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's very good. Very good. Now, what kind of pin coin are you guys using? I'm assuming you're using Garrett carrots.
I do, but I'm actually going to write an article for Focus Speed. And I've got mine is sending me a Profine 35 to review. I've got one from Amazon that I bought. I'm gonna review as many as I can, but right now I use this review shows me that there's better that
Well, they're going to have to go some to be better than the good old Garrett carrot
yeah.
for relic hunting. You know, the only thing that I don't like about the Garrett carrot, that's just me. It's one of my little ticky things. Is I don't like to have to continually use batteries. I like rechargeable.
That's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, batteries are a pain in the butt. I use the Deus 2 and with my MI6 pinpointer, and I like that because it goes right through my headphones. And I keep everything charged up, and ready to go, and I don't have all the cords and have to carry the batteries and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. When I'm out in the woods, the last thing I want to do is carry a bunch more things.
Yeah, then you got enough going on when you're going out in the woods. You got to look out for animals and all that
Bobcat.
kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. I don't imagine you got too many bears, but
No, but look what I found in my creek this year. That's a bear tooth.
huh? Well, I imagine you got them up there. There's bears everywhere.
I contacted our state geologist, and he said it's either be 10,000 years old, extinct bear, or likely dropped by the indigenous tribes. So, because we don't have bears anymore.
You had a lot of tribes in that area, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot.
Now, do you find a lot of arrowheads and stuff?
Yeah, I've got tons. I love it.
And bottles? You do any bottle digging?
Yeah, there's a dump across from where my house sits on the river. Across the river is an old dump. I find old boxes and stuff.
Oh, cool. Do you
I look
do
for
any,
it. I'm a finder.
what about magnet fishing?
Yeah, I do that. I throw for Rogue. I use Rogue Magnetic, so
Mm-hmm.
and they just
I'm not familiar with them. We are familiar with Brute and Kratos.
both good mag.
I'll have to get up with, if you would send me a contact for Rogue Magnetics, would you? I want
Yeah.
to get them on the show. See if we can't get them on the show and broaden everybody's horizons a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what else has been going on with you guys there in Ohio?
Not much. I'm actually working on a few new permissions. I just found out I live next to a cemetery. My neighbors are quiet.
Yeah.
But one of the grave diggers there told me he owns a big farm property. So me being who I am, I creeped his property. Found out there was an old schoolhouse there, 1850, and some other old houses. So I'm going to go back over to the cemetery and see if he'll let me dig holes on his land.
Well, yeah, yeah. Cemeteries. Sometimes people don't want to hunt them. If you don't dig on the graves, I don't see a problem with it. A lot of the older cemeteries, there was a church there. That's usually the way it was in a fairly big area that you can hunt without digging on the graves.
Yeah, the
You know?
cemetery to me has an old homestead behind it. So I hunt that quite a bit too.
Oh, that's good. And you'll get some permissions. And have you done any research on the history?
Oh yeah. I'm a member of my local historical society. I tried to I was like, okay. So I just do local research, and I'm working on a book on the area I live in, but that's going to take time.
Yeah, they'll take time. So you were talking about somebody that you write for. What is this that you're writing for? Focus?
Focusspeed.com.
And explain that a little bit.
The founder, Joanna, amazing human being. She's a good woman. She wanted a site for like intermediate advanced detectorists to find like reliable information that's always going to be updated. And she started Focus Speed. I don't know if you know who Dorian Cook is. He used to work
No.
with Gary back in the day. Like he was Steve Moore back in the day. And he said he's getting older, so he's giving all of his advice away for hunting like Civil War dumps, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of like intermediate advanced detectorist tips. There's a directory for clubs. It's just a good site.
Cool. Cool. That sounds good. So what type of articles you just do review articles or what type of articles do you do?
I'm basically like an Apex expert. I love that thing. And I've put at least 200 hours on my machine so far. So I experiment with it. And so I write advanced articles about Apex. I'm getting ready to write one for the Ace 400. And when I get a legend, maybe a legend.
Well, tell us something a lot of people may not know about the Apex.
The Apex. you can hunt multi-sand instead of multi-frequency, shoot it over to multi-sand, take your time, and go hit coins that you did not know were there. It's because it blocks more iron. It's almost like it has iron discrimination built into that multi-salt. So, I mean, you can run the Apex multi-salt on dirt and you'll be surprised.
Very good.
And there's been more than one person gotten good results with it. So, I mean, practice.
Very interesting. I have not used a Apex yet. One of these days I will.
I won mine.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah, from Garrett's Finds of the Month contest. I was like, woohoo!
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I never, find anything that. Oh, looks like we got a troll in here.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, troll wanting to put on private photos. I don't get that,
There's nothing private on the internet. We've seen it all. So
Well, nobody wants to see their photos anyway.
no,
Yeah, they're probably not that interesting.
no. Unless they're holding found in the ground, I might look.
Yeah, other than that, I have no interest in seeing, So give us a little bit of history on how you go about getting ready to go to hunt, what you do when you're hunting, that type of thing. Give people some tips.
I always first, like Library of Congress, I'll hit the old atlases of the counties because sometimes you get more information from those. I research the heck out of it. Show up, take my gum, my pinpointer, my tool belt, and my detector and batteries, of course. But I try to go out for long bits of time, like 6 to 8 hours if I can. And I drag my husband too, so.
Well, that's good. He needs to go.
Yeah, it's about time. I hunted alone for a long time, so it's nice having somebody to yell at and show things to.
Well, it's always more fun when you go with somebody.
Yeah, instead of in the middle of a field looking around like, who am I going to show this to?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, let's take another break here for another word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back, folks. Let's do.
Hey friends, Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors, and today I'm going to show you a really cool Christmas gift for your favorite metal detectorist. And if that's you, that's fine too. You could be your own favorite metal detectorist. That's the Excalibur shovel, and this is a Merlin version, which means you can take this apart. Let's say you're going on a hunting trip, you need to travel with it. There's 2 push pins, pops out. It's very durable. I don't think you'll find a finer shovel for metal detecting ever. And then this is the second head that you could put on the same shovel. So if you needed something that was smaller, working in somebody's yard, you don't want to go with your great big shovel. That is an awesome tool for metal detecting. Also, check out the Excalibur digger. It's none finer here. And then I had a good friend of mine who's an excellent leather worker, make some sheaths for him. This package is available on my website, myersdepot.com, or on eBay. I have it, Metal Detector Guru on eBay. So check them out, come in the shop, or purchase it online. Phil Myers for Myers Metal Detectors, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper. Hey friends, Phil Myers here for Myers Metal Detectors. And it's not too soon, is it, for Christmas? I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but all the manufacturers are rolling in their specials. Last week we talked about the Coil Tech specials that they throw in with their coils. And this week, I just wanted to show you one I just got today with the MindLab Equinox 800. They're going to throw in an 8-inch coil. So it's an excellent coil that's normally $179. So excellent value thrown in for Christmas. So if you have any questions on metal detectors and metal detecting equipment, just feel free to give me a call, because a lot of these specials take a little while to get onto my website. And of course, my wife is in the background whispering, you probably hear this. We include our free calendar with all the purchases, and you're just going to love the shop. So if you can come in the store, check us out, do that. If not, give me a call on the phone. And We also have books. These are Terry Shannon's books, and he's going to be on our Facebook Live feed probably next week. So give me a call, 813-237-1939. My website is MyersDepot.com. Boy, I have so many different websites, it's kind of hard to keep them all straight. And of course, on eBay, we're Metal Detector Guru. So check us out. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
There we go. We had to get our sponsor in there. Now, you do have a YouTube channel, correct?
Yep.
Why don't you tell us about your YouTube channel?
It's basically mostly it's from my house. I've done a lot of it because I'm trying to document what I find, where I find it for myself. But I'll be working more permissions, and my husband's hopefully going to join my channel more. We'll see where it takes us.
Okay, what's the name of the channel?
Ohio Metal Maven. That's me.
And I know you've got a number of videos out, so I watched quite a few of them. They're very interesting. So everybody out there, you need to go and subscribe to Ohio Metal Maven. And ask for notifications so you get notified every time she uploads anything. And where they can go and subscribe to the place you do the reviews for, the Focus?
Focus Feed, yeah, it's just a regular website, and they can sign up for the newsletter, which I think comes like once a month. It just reminds you what kind of articles have been released that month, and lots of good writers.
Okay.
But focusfeed.com.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Very, very good. So what's next in the life of Ohio Metal Maven?
I don't know. Just gonna ride the wave and cash, I guess. So.
And keep on digging. Now, when you guys go on vacation, do you take your detectors?
We don't really go on. My husband owns a small lawn company, so we're kind of like regular people. We don't go anywhere. Last time we were on vacation, my son was in the Marines, Camp Lejeune, and it was winter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually the time you can get away. If he has a lawn business, wintertime, he can probably
Yeah.
get away a little bit. But then again, he's probably having to expand into, wintertime snow removal and all that kind of good stuff too. So
Yeah, right.
we got to do what we can do.
Yeah, and I don't make out as a writer.
Well, that may come yet. You get your book done. Your book is going to be about what?
Trotters Creek. It was one of the original settlements in this part of Ohio, and I got a lot of information about it. So I just want to progress it and leave something for my community to have for the historical society. And if people read it, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you want them to read it.
Yeah, I do.
You wouldn't be writing it.
So I might write some fiction. I like fiction. I might write some of that, but I got time.
Well, that'll be good. It'll be interesting. Yeah, write a metal detecting mystery novel.
Yeah, like a Civil War.
Yeah, you could with your knowledge, you could do that, no problem. So anyway, Nicole, it's been a joy having you with us tonight. And we wish you the very, very best. And everybody, you get over there and you subscribe to Ohio Metal Maven. You'll learn something for sure. If you have visions of using a Garrett Apex, or you are an Apex user, definitely do that because she can help you with it. And leave her a comment on her videos and ask her questions, and she'll be happy to help you with the Garrett Ace Apex and any other thing that you can. So, Nicole, it was a blast having you with us tonight, and we wish you the very, very best, and for you and your family to have the happiest of holidays, and be safe. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jeff. Happy holidays to you guys and everybody else.
All right, thanks, kiddo.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. She is a very, very interesting young lady, isn't she? And very accomplished. It's got it going on. And there's a lot of other things that's been going on. Some things that I forgot to tell you. Monday night on Treasure Talk will be Steve Zizulik, the ring finder. And I originally put the post up that we are giving away a book, The Ring Finders, Dive Detecting, Steve Zizulik's book. And Steve got up with me today and he says, hey, let's give away 10 books. I said, okay. So we'll be giving away 10 books Monday night. And Steve Zizulik is, for those of you who don't know, he was the original detectorist on Oak Island. And you hear him talking about on Oak Island how they found that Maravides. That was Steve Zizulik that did that. And for one reason or another, he decided to move on, and that's when they got Gary Drayton on there. So Steve Zizulik will be with us Monday night, and we are going to be giving away, like I said, 10 books. So there'll be 10 lucky winners, and it's going to be a really good night. And our schedule now coming up for the rest of this year is going to be pretty interesting. We've got some good guests coming up. And as I said before, Liz will not be here for the rest of this year. We're not sure about next year due to some family medical problems. And so you'll just have to be toughing it out with me. And I may bring a couple of my friends in just for kicks to see, have them co-host and make it interesting. So we hope to see everybody soon. And as I always remind you, in April 13th, there's going to be an epic Treasure Tales. And this one may go on 2 hours or 3 hours. We don't know. But a year ago, we had a Treasure Tales show from Melbourne, Florida. I rented a house down there and got a bunch of my friends down there. And we had Terry Shannon and Captain Carl Fismer as guests on Treasure Tales. Well, we're doing that again in April. I've rented the house. Got a bunch of my friends coming in. We're going to be having dinner and drinks and metal detecting, but we're going to have an epic show that night beginning at 8 o'clock as usual, where we will have Terry Shannon, we will have Captain Carl Fismer, we will have Captain Mark Littleton, and we will have Sid and KT Jones from Atosha Treasure Hunters. They were the ones that discovered the main pile for Mel Fisher. So it's going to be really good show and tell. And what I'm going to do that night is I'm going to turn the camera around. They're all going to be sitting around a table, and we're going to be talking treasure stories, show and tell, finds, you name it, and it may happen. So make sure that you join us for the April show. Make sure you join us for every show, as we do our best to bring you a fun time with some fun and interesting guests. So I'm going to get on out of here. It's about time to go. So we thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We hope you had a good time. I know I certainly did. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting and dig deeper.